Hey, Nate.
Hey, Dad.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, come on in.
I was looking in our bedroom the other day, and I'm like, man, I haven't looked at this thing in years.
What you got going there, big guy?
Going surfing.
I think the first contest you were in, you were 9 years old, and it's so cool to see the journey that you've been able to live. I remember when, probably would have been, I think you were in Europe, and you called home and you said, you know, Dad, I've just been losing like first round. And
That Europe leg sucked.
I remember I read this quote, and it said, the measure of a man is made in the furnace of adversity. And I remember sharing that with you on the phone, and that seemed like it kind of became one of your mantras for your life. And there was a noticeable turnaround that started to happen.
It's like so many ups and downs. It's like, still hasn't really kicked in. All I know is I smell like beer, but I got a big check, so life's good. 2009, I won the Coldwater Classic. It was a big point in my career.
He has this, and he's kind of always had it. It's like this extra gear when he's surfing in a domestic event. And so we always knew that he could pull out the results that he needed to qualify.
I've been doing the QS at that point a long time. After that event, I was like, wow, like qualifying it's not just a dream anymore. It's like, this is happening.
He was pretty far back in the ratings. And that event, I put him into like 7th or something going into Hawaii.
The next event was Haleiwa. I made the quarters there. Like at that point, I got an email saying you qualified, and looking back, it was insane. 2010 was so many things for me. That was kind of when like the whole economy was crashing, and the ASP started putting in all these new kind of rules and plans for the year, and one of them was that was the first year that decided to cut it down from 44 guys to 32 guys. Going into the year, you knew it was going to happen. They were going to cut, I think it was 12 guys or 14 guys midway through the year.
I see the point in having the changeover and the cut mid-year, but I think through my experience, you know, you take a few years to warm up on the tour, and
Coming in as a rookie, you know, more or less you were given a half a year to prove yourself against the top guys. And it was always going to be tricky because of the seating and really just being unfamiliar with all the areas. Like we were rolling up, just Patrick, me, and Nate, and just pretty much figuring it out.
Another big carving turn off the top as the wave closes out, currently in 3rd place.
you kind of want to have at least a full 12 months to get your groove on, and you know, you've slugged your guts out for that long that you deserve a full year at it.
And the ASP are gonna find me because I want to be a part of this dumb wannabe tennis tour. All these pro surfers want to be tennis players. They want to do a halfway cutoff. How the is somebody who's not even competing against our caliber surfers ahead of 100 of us on the one world ratings?
And somehow the mid-year cut got thrown in there, and there was definitely, like, it seemed like a handful of guys who just kind of fell in that crack. That was really unfortunate circumstance, because it was a really bad idea. It actually didn't help the tour at all. It didn't help the people who were just getting on the tour, and it was a really unfortunate thing for all the rookies.
For us, it was crazy because we almost felt like the sheep being led to slaughter. You know, it was like let's cut back the weight sort of a thing. And it was like, okay, there's these people on tour that don't deserve to be there, but we had just qualified. You know, talking with Nate, it was like we almost felt a little extra conscious about it.
And then went to Chopu. I think I had to make round before the quarters to not get cut. I lost. That was the end of my CT. That was the end of like 8 years of hard work right there. And I remember sitting on the boat just like, man, I just worked so long to get here, Everyone was just talking about how it needed to be cut down, the numbers. But yet, I was like there watching it and a part of it, and it was like people's careers were just like going away right then and there, like watching it. And I think a lot of them kind of never rebounded from it. And then the end of that year, I rode for Rusty, I think for like 6 years. I was going really well in the Volcom contest, and actually the morning of the quarters, semis, and finals for the Volcom Pro, they finally called me and said, hey, we're not renewing your contract and we're gonna let you go. That was another just like kind of blow on top of the other one in such a short time frame. Like after that, I was like, okay, well, the lavish life I had of just kind of money wasn't an issue, and traveling and doing all that, abruptly switch gears.
Probably the biggest thing I've learnt now is that just to enjoy the journey, and there's a bigger picture, and if you place your self-worth and how you're going to feel on the results, you're in for a pretty shitty roller coaster, because it's so up and down. No matter how good you are and how prepared and how much you're ripping, you're not going to get through some heats.
And I think just through the life, I've learned that, you know, failing could be a good thing. And at the time it sucks, but you get back up and, you know, you look back and like, wow, that put me in a place I would have never been.
Now, when Nate spoke to me, you know, at the airport, he was like, well, you know, I haven't had any results, got no funding, no sponsorship, so, you know, it's kind of a forced quit, but I'm, you know, kind of accepting it, and he was in a good place with it, but sort of sense he wasn't quite done with it.
I remember Nate coming over to our house before that event and telling us about it. Like, hey, I got this email about this event, and we'd known about it because Tori Meister had won the year before, and we thought the event was just insane. Like, get 12 to 16 of the gnarliest guys who don't have sponsors together, and we're gonna give one of them a ride.
And then a few months went by, and you know, I seen headlines. Nate Yeomans won the O'Neill Coldwater Classic at Steamer Lane, where he won a sponsorship and, you know, a bunch of money to do the tour for this year. And it was just epic, you know, because it was kind of like when he let go and said, well, I'll just do what I got to do, and kind of wasn't too attached to getting back on tour. He sort of let go, and then blessing came around another way.
I was doing job interviews before I came up here because I had to figure out what I was going to do with myself, and luckily I don't have to work too hard for a little while. So I'm over the moon, I'm stoked, I'm about to have another baby, and I got 50 grand to support that little critter. I think the most excited I've been in my whole career, from where I was 2 years ago, of like, what am I going to do with myself, to now, this whole new chapter that's so unexpected. I'm just really excited. I don't know, I just got this really good gut feeling that like things are going to happen, how they're going to happen, but I got a good feeling, and I'm like just excited to like go out there and give it my all.
San Clemente, you know, there's a lot of waves. Probably one of the more consistent places in America. Kind of just breeds a really competitive type atmosphere, it seems like.
Ready? On the right.
You got lower trestles here, which is, it's a wave that really translates to anywhere in the world, pretty much. It allows the guys to, when they go on the road or they go on tour and stuff like that, they're really familiar with all the waves, because lowers kind of offers so much.
little kids are just like, you go down lowers in the afternoon, they've been there all day surfing. Like, I surfed 9 hours today and ate 4 bean and cheese burritos with Pedro. And you're just like, dude, that's awesome. Like, I don't even remember the last time I did that, but you get to like see them, and then like, I think it's fun at lowers, especially you can like, some of the kids you'll see, and you know, I kind of roam the pack and know who's who. They're like, go, whoever jet, and like push them in, and you see them, and they're just like so psyched. You're like, that's awesome, that's so pure. What's up, my friend?
What's up, nasty? It's got sun protection too, so.
Jesus, ooh, yeah.
There you go. Let her cool a little bit.
There's been a lot of people that have done a lot for me, and the fishbowl is a way to kind of pay it forward to the next generation. This is the 4th year. They got a new outlook for contest promoters and directors. There's a lot that goes into it, but tomorrow it'll all be worth it, I think. It's all about just seeing the kids' reactions.
The Groms are going to be teamed up with one pro, right? And you guys will surf your heat together. The pros wave score will count, and the Grom wave score is going to be doubled. So the real secret to winning this thing is the high Grom wave, because that's the one that gets doubled. Ron, get teamed up with Keanu. Come on over here.
Nate invited me down here to this the fishbowl contest with the Groms, and I think it's one of the sickest things ever.
Good to surf with all of the pros, and like I had Ian on my team. He's really sick and good surfer.
Chloe's good as a teammate because he likes to huck airs and land them.
I think hunting's kind of a side note to me. It's all about the people you're with and the time you get to spend with them. And it's something I grew up doing, like with my dad, my uncle, my cousins went, my grandpa. Now it's just so nice because you're so removed from the ocean. It's such a different feel. It's polar opposite of what surfing is for me, you know, being here on the coast. And it's something I've just grown up doing. It's a part of my life. For me, like I said, it's like reflecting back. Okay, what's happened this year, what's still ahead, and not getting too ahead of yourself and enjoying that moment.
So the US Open is 100% the most unique surfing event in the world.
It's probably the one QS that sponsors an industry everyone watches, and even though it's not, you know, perfect waves and maybe not the kind of place that you see on the schedule at the start of the year and go, yes, the US Open's back on at Huntington. But it's like, if you can come here and string together 6-7 heats and blow up for the week, it just does your career wonders. And
it's sort of like a mixture of Coachella, you know, and people would take it as the Pipe Masters too, with how much prestige it has. And then the surfing is almost, it's like street skating.
And this year was just so rad because I had my family there, and they always come up. You know, there's not many events that are around here, and even a couple heats, I look around and just take it all in. Living in the now is what I've really been trying to do, and it seemed like that kind of helped. It's kind of been my approach the whole year, is like just enjoying it, and it felt damn good to make the quarterfinals. What's up, buddy? How's the US Open treating you? Yeah, no worries. Have a good day. I haven't been on a free surf trip in a number of years, so I am psyched out of my head. We're going to West Oz where the waves are really good and the expectations are high just for a good trip. Rain or shine. West Australia is meat pies, great people, and sunburnt skin. Does that sum it up?
The longest life is tripping or the flow. It's got me running from door to door. Leave the lights out before you go. Don't leave me waiting out here in the cold. Life ain't nothing but an old song. Life whatever I gave you, I can't take it away. And let everyone miss you, but I'm yours, too big, little to stray. Who knows your ways better than mine? Who holds the note safely in time with your child? This cursed bird is walking
I'm Ken Baum. I'm the founder of Ken Baum Mental Edge. I've been training athletes for about 30 years on the mental side. I've been with Nate for a couple of seasons now. I think what's unique about Nate is he realized he had an opportunity and he didn't maximize it. I think he realized he made mistakes. He was always determined but not really committed 100% to being a professional surfer. I think when he came to me, he wanted to commit, and it shows in his surfing. So what's been going on, buddy?
So I got to make the top 10 come the end of the year. I'm so excited to give it my best shot.
All right, sit back and relax. Put your hands at your side. Now imagine it's the end of the year and it's Hawaii. You've done all the things you needed to do.
Explode up. Nope.
And as you think about Hawaii right now,
Power through.
what's the outcome you want? Notice how you overcame challenges.
Two more.
Because you realize all I have is now.
Turn around, same thing, hold your breath.
And see Hawaii and the finish you want to make this dream season a reality. Nate could have quit years ago and nobody would have faulted him. They would have said, hey, you're an old guy, your best years are behind you, give it up, go home, get a real job. He refused to do that. And I think it's testimony to how good of a surfer he is, that he's really been his own worst enemy up until now, I think. I think he finally let it go and said, I'm just going to go out there and do my thing. And his thing is good enough. A lot of guys think, isn't good enough. Nate doing his thing is good enough.